Hello and welcome to the Music Smoothie.
All right, the Music Smoothie. This is us. We're back. Have a nice day. You're gonna listen to us, and you're gonna have a nice day. Rather, I think that makes more sense.
Yeah, if you say "Have a
But you
nice
can
day," it
have a
sounds like
nice.
you're saying goodbye. That's the shortest episode
Yeah.
ever.
This is the Music Smoothie. Get the
Bye.
fuck out.
We're back. See you next time.
Why did this show have their highest rating?
Oh God, we didn't have to listen to all this shit.
Why are we even listening to their shit now?
Yeah, that's what they say. Oh, anyway, we've got a lovely lineup for you today. We've of course got Olaf,
What up, us from Detroit?
and we've got Fishy,
Hello.
and we've got special guest Princeton Vice.
Hey, thanks so much for having me. Good to be here.
Yeah, of course. Always great to have you. And before we get started, do you want to plug something?
Sure, I know I'm plug at the end, but if people who haven't watched it by now, I'm a horror host on YouTube under Princeton Vice Presents, where I host old public domain horror movies and it's kind of a Mister Rogers meets Vincent Price, and with puppets and songs and all that kind of stuff. A lot of fun.
Ghost, you said?
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Horror host, ghost of the most.
That's scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you want to plug your stuff, Olaf?
Yep.
Please.
As you all have been using a perfect rating system, the perfect 10 out of 12 system, I call it. But it's not that perfect, I come to find out. So I've made a new system for rating each song. This one is a lot easier to follow, and it makes just perfect sense. So each song I'm going to rate from a cat to a giraffe. So the system goes cat, that's the lowest rating. A dog is equals to 2 cats. Horse, which is a dog and a cat. Cow is horse and cat. Platypus is 2 dogs. Wolf is 2 horses. Manatee is 2 platypus plus 1 horse. Snake is half a cat and 1 dog. And giraffe is 2 cows. So that's the system I'm going to use for rating each song. Now you know.
It's so intuitive.
I know, right? That's what I said last time.
That is all I can think of is like all those articles where it's like Americans will use anything about the metric system.
Yes.
This is not the metric system at all. So it's American friendly, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
totally.
it's
totally.
it's barely a metric, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, it is
I
a
think
system.
I can see
Yeah.
this taking on, with the next one. The next Mad Max movie, Mad Max movie will be rated 3 giraffes.
Yes.
That would be a
I can see.
way super high rating.
That's true. Well, it's gonna be good,
Yeah.
all those giraffes.
Well, yeah, that's what makes it good. That's what makes the movie. All right. So with that being said, we got that. Let's get underway. I'm up first, and I got a song for you. Is your body ready? Is your collective body ready?
Oh, we're ready, Les.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
GS just came online.
Oh.
I can do my Bobby Hill impression in the
All right. I reserve the right to either edit it out or not.
That's my purse. I don't know you. Dang it, Bobby. Ah, fuck. Dang.
He said he'll be on in a minute. He's getting fingered through his chastity cage.
That's disgusting.
That's disgusting. He said, I actually set an alarm you weren't allowed to start yet. Oh, sorry about this, guys.
No, we were prepared.
I reserve my rage for GS.
In this particular
man.
situation, or just in general?
Yeah, both.
Both.
Yeah, that's fair.
Ba, 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 da, 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 da. Start spreading my ass.
That took a turn. You have the bot start playing elevator music.
Yeah.
Ah,
Excuse me, sir. That song is too popular for our podcast.
that's but that recording, that cover is not.
No, that's true. That's true.
I use your own rules against you.
No, but it's funny in the early episodes of new music that we do, I had like background music in the back, just like royalty free.
Yeah.
Just like and
Check tribes, all that stuff.
yeah, and I just I don't know. I thought it was too distracting, so the new music series doesn't have that anymore.
Oh, well, whatever works for you.
Yeah, and I mean people listen to them, so
Well, that's good.
What's your favorite soft drink?
soft drink.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, you go.
soda.
Ginger beer is one of my new favorites. That's for sure.
That's
That's a
beer.
good one.
Yeah,
No, it's not.
like there's some that just have spices in a weird way that's kind of weird, but some of the right ones just like give that nice little puckering. And like Moscow mules are so damn good. Um,
Yes.
I remember for a limited time, Monster Energy drinks made Moscow Mule flavored energy drinks. So it's basically just it's ginger beer and lime, and I just eat the combination and go, "This is freaking amazing! Why isn't ginger beer and lime everywhere?" And it's just like, nope, nope, can't find it anywhere. Although I
They
did learn
should
in one.
probably make that.
Hmm?
They should make that into a thing.
Totally, it's a great combo. It's like I don't want to get drunk to get this flavor. I mean, I like getting drunk with Moscow Mule sometimes, but I don't feel like that's the only way I can get this combination of flavors. But alas.
Yeah, that's fair. Um, I think GS is just fucking with us at this point.
Who?
We're getting catfished here. When fishy
What
does it, we
about
get catfishied.
what about Pepsi?
It's like the new Coke.
I think
Choice of a new generation.
Pepsi is not as good as Coke, but Pepsi is still better than Sprite. Because Sprite is a bottom tier soda.
It's all right. I mean, Seven Up I think is probably a little better, but it's
7 Up is infinitely better, I would say. But 7 Up is still not that good.
I mean, the idea of someone went at a lemon and went, nah, not that, and someone looked at the lime and went, nah, not that, and they put it together and they went, this is what's gonna make everything work. And you
Yeah.
gotta applaud that.
In the words of the Beastie Boys, lemon to a lime and a lime to a lemon.
What's the next line?
I don't remember.
I think the Beastie Boys said, "I don't do Coke, I do Pepsi."
Did they? I know they said I
There's no
like my sugar with coffee and cream,
yes.
like my
Nah, he said, "Come on, keep it going, keep it going."
full scene. Too sweet to be sour, too nice to be.
P.
There's a improv game, if you ever heard of it, called the Beastie Boys song.
No.
So the whole premise behind it is that you have a group of people, all improvers, all experienced, um, and they're supposed to come up with a song on a basic theme, like somebody's name. Josh. I know a friend, and his name is Josh. Um, Josh. I picked a hard one. Let's pick something that's not Josh. Steve. Um, and the next person would try to start a rhyme, and make it so that and it would end with a rhyming thing. Um, uh, he was super, super strong. He's like you wouldn't believe.
Leave. My mother
And you
passed
have to
away on Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve. Yeah, exactly. And if you make a rhyme yourself, that's great. But the goal is you're supposed to telegraph so well that all the other performers also know what the N word is going to be.
The N word?
So, what?
You said the N word?
The end word with a D. So if you Christmas Eve is clear enough and telegraph enough that everyone knows what it is. But if you pick something that is so obscure or so bad that no one else gets it, none of the other people join in, then you have failed and you are in a playful sense eliminated.
Wow, that sounds like serious business.
Well, it's clever, it's fun, but it also means that you also have to come up with rhymes that aren't so bad or so obscure that no one goes, huh?
All right,
But
let's try it.
sure, give us a name.
Uh, Hello, everybody. My name is Mike.
All right. Um, I like to click on Facebook and click on the
Like.
likes.
It's Fish's turn.
I'm asleep.
That doesn't rhyme with like.
Well, from Scooby Doo is
Ooh, that word is not as popular with some communities as others.
nah. Well, I heard it in a song, so you know.
I heard it in a song.
Yeah, it was about bikers.
Okay.
The girl from Scooby Doo, she is a bike.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I wonder if Scooby Doo would be like if they made it today, would people watch it?
I think so. If it's got good ratings. I mean, they made Velma today, and people aren't liking it, but that's for other reasons.
Yeah, but I mean, like
Yeah.
if they made the original Scooby Doo today, there's like the Swamp Man and
I'd say yes. I'd
Wolfman.
say yes. I mean, like you look at Gravity
Probably.
Falls. Gravity Falls was
Yeah.
what, 10 years ago. Was a similar original characters. Let's have fun settings. Let's have creepy things. Let's have mysteries. I mean, people get that formula.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. But like classic monsters aren't popular these days.
Well, yeah, but Scooby Doo didn't have classic monsters either. They made their own. They made their own ghosts, their
I
own
mean,
haunted themes and everything like that. It's very
they
original.
were like bootleg classic monsters.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Like yeah, they
Um,
had like a fucking mummy, a ghost,
true.
some
But
sort of Frankenstein type monster. Like
yeah,
there was
but
ch-
they
classic
also had some
monsters.
original stuff too. I mean, like they had like the freaking haunted astronaut with the damn skull for a face. I mean, that was terrifying.
No, that's just the.
Doctor Who ripped it off. Decades later.
Yeah, I guess. I think Scooby Doo is. Why is there a dog with them? That's what I want to.
Yeah, that's fair. The dog feels a bit interesting. Talking mascots are not as big as they were outside of other stuff, but
What do
at the
they
same,
need the dog for?
I don't know. To be fair, he is pretty redundant with Shaggy.
They're doing because this is like their own company. This is how they make their money.
Hmm.
It's their business. It's serious stuff.
Are you talking about Hanna Barbera? Or are you talking about the Mysteries Inc?
I'm talking about the mystery gang. Like
Oh yeah.
that's their job to solve mysteries. What's the point in bringing the dog that just eats sandwiches and hides and runs around acting goofy? Like, why couldn't they hire like some
Because they live
muscle?
in the van and they can't leave the dog in the apartment.
Where does Shaggy live?
In the van.
We'll get another car then.
They've only got the van.
Surely they can get another car. This is like in the 60s.
70s, but yeah.
Yeah. A car. How much was a car in the 70s? Like everyone had a car. Homeless people had cars.
Yeah, because they live out of the car. Getting the car
Yeah.
is not the problem. It's getting the apartments that's the problem.
People got cars out of cereal boxes in the 70s.
Oh yeah, that's fair. That is a fact.
You had gas on the tap water type gas in your house.
Cause I'm the ass man. Yeah, I'm the ass man.
Speaking of ass,
Yeah.
who has your favorite ass?
Who has my favorite ass? I keep it stored in a jar.
I was gonna say I think mine because if someone else had, I'd be very bothered.
I mean, yeah.
You're gonna follow up on that and be like, no, it's not worth it.
Do you think that we will live to see the day of someone getting a full ass transplant?
How do you know they haven't got one now?
I haven't heard of
Yeah.
it.
Well, have you been scouring the webs for it?
I think that would be pretty
If you
front page
were, I'd be a little bothered.
newsworthy.
Yeah.
Look, someone loses their butt in an accident. Let's say it's a biking accident. They slide on their butt and just gets completely
De-asked.
torn off, de-assed. And then at the same time, some Mexican kid dies and they have a big ass or something, and they are, donors. They pass away, and the family's like, we would like this ass to go to
Science.
medic science, and they're
Yeah.
like, yep, we got this ass victim here. Let's take the butt and put it on, you know, surgery style. Make it.
Debuttification.
Would 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 you feel guilty wiping your own butt if you had an ass transplant? Because it's not your original cheeks.
Guilty?
Yeah,
No.
like you're touching someone else's butt without their consent. They're dead. They can't consent to you
Well, they
wiping the
consider
butt.
the card. They put the ass donor card.
I guess.
If we took somebody else's butt without asking if they didn't sign that card, that's some ethical questions.
Yeah.
That's consent.
Yeah, but did they consent to you wiping the butt? It's like saying if you got a hand transplant, did they consent to you masturbating with that hand or just using it for like normal non-sexual stuff?
I don't know, but if you're now taking up a hand that's not yours, is this still masturbation?
It could be. It could be something much more dark and sinister, I guess.
Yeah. So,
This is something for your YouTube channel.
yeah. Mysteries of the universe.
Yeah. You
Maybe we
could
could
do
get
those
one of
like
those
long
gold
form video
Ouija
essays.
boards.
Yeah. Might be cool.
Believe it or not.
Rip ass, believe it or not.
Whiplash. Yeah. Yeah, that could work.
Hold me now. Da, da, da.
What song was that?
It's the song that I'm playing
Oh,
at some point.
hold me
You'll get to hear
closer, Tony Danza.
it. Nope, not that song. I think that's a little too popular.
Oh,
What, what is Tony Danza doing these days?
I think he's retired.
is he?
I saw him in something like a decade ago, but I haven't seen him in anything since.
Yeah, he did Taxi,
Yeah,
and he was a
I used to
professional
watch Taxi
boxer.
with my dad.
Da, 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 da.
That song is so good. I was gonna play that song on on an episode. It's called Angela, I think.
What is it? It's a cute name. All right, let's give
Yeah.
another minute, and worst case scenario, we can jump a minute after the first song. Is also who's the boss?
Yes.
Did they ever answer that question?
I'm gonna say it was the producer. I do enjoy the origin of the character originally read for in Taxi was named something else, and they renamed it after they cast him to Tony. They're like, oh, so it's kind of in honor of me and doing that. And he's like, no, no, you seem dumb enough that you wouldn't probably remember anybody keep another name.
I got Andy Kaufman, Tony Clifton,
Yes,
two different people.
really?
Yep, the same guy.
What would you believe?
Tony Clifton
What a
was
man
a
on the moon.
real person.
Yeah. Speaking of real people, we got GS.
Is the real person behind him?
Oh
I'm
shit!
not a person, I'm an abstract
Okay.
concept. I don't even have pronouns. I haven't earned them yet.
Okay. That's fair. Where do you want to go in the order? So far it's me, Fishy, Olaf, and Princeton Vice.
That's
Where
a
do you
lot
want to
of
squeeze
that's a lot
in?
of people. Are we getting like 2 tracks each?
I
Two sounds
guess
good.
yeah. Now we'll just reduce to two. Yeah, if it's five of us.
Um, I don't know. Well, usually I like to try and figure out what would be a good, order for the vibe of the tracks, so we don't have the same thing back to back.
I have something kind of
With
medium tempo for my. I was going to go last because I got something medium tempo for my first song and something a little bouncy on this for the last one.
I don't know what vibe medium tempo is. Is that like a song?
Um,
It's not happy or sad. It's
yeah, it's in the medium. It's got a little bounce to it,
tempo
but not
doesn't dictate
excessive.
vibe. Silly goober.
Little pep. It's got an accordion, I think.
I'm gonna
I have a lot of
bring,
accordions and dirges.
I guess, a mildly shitposty tropical post-punk song,
nice.
That sounds fun.
I
and I'll bring a uh, somewhat, sappy, comfy, early '70s psychedelic Yugoslav folk rock track.
I'm sorry. Did somebody say
um
come?
No, it's just the onomatopoeia of whatever's sloshing around in your head right now.
Music,
Alright.
right?
Oh, wait, I have to
I'm gonna
figure
go
out if
through
these fucking songs are available literally anywhere. Give me a sec. That's always the thing that trips me up.
Okay.
One should be because it's a Susie Sue and the Banshees side project,
Okay.
but you can never be too sure.
Susie Sue and the side projects.
So true, so true.
You never can tell.
All right, this one's on Spotify. Guess that makes me a big pleb.
Oh. Oh.
I don't know. Both my songs are pretty plebby, so.
Both my songs make me wanna come.
What do you mean this obscure band that only released one EP is? Oh wait, it is it is on YouTube. Awesome,
Wow.
that's a nice surprise. Okay, I'm ready to go. So, is there anyone who thought that if you recall the descriptions of my tracks that they would go well or poorly after or before yours? So, to
Oh,
rephrase or reiterate, one's a sort of moderately shitposty tropical post-punk, and the other is sort of nostalgic folk rock, the Balkan flavor. No thoughts? All right, put me in wherever, coach. I don't give a heck.
yeah, I got you. I already put you in.
Oh, I didn't even notice I was in.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Second last, as long as I'm not the caboose. Alrighty. Oh, by the
Alright.
way, I'm late because I had to get ace bandages on. I think I've got a mild tendonitis from playing too much bass lately. That means I'm a real musician. That means my opinion is worth more than everybody else's.
Oh, you
Just
got
so
us
you know.
there.
You play the
That's
accordion, you said?
What?
You said
say
you play the
accordion?
accordion? Yeah.
Oh, I wish. I am not cool enough to play the accordion. I don't even mean that like sarcastically. Accordion seems so complicated to me.
Oh yeah.
Like you've got to coordinate the pumping and the fingering.
It's like a piano.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
it's
you've
a
got
little more
two
complicated
keyboards.
from what I've seen to the piano.
Yeah,
But
piano's just like press button, get a note.
the
Right?
hardest
Accordion's
part for
like you've got
me,
two keyboards.
the hardest
I don't know
part
if
for
one of
me
them.
is that it's got the keyboards, which are bad enough, but they're on the side. You can't see them.
Well,
Yeah.
they're there. You're
Yeah,
not
like
gonna see
piano,
them
you
there.
can see the keys. It's like, oh yeah, you got to play the piano while pumping up and down. Oh, and here's a blindfold.
Yeah, that's why I stick
Yeah,
with harmonium if I want to do the fingering and pumping at the same time. Otherwise, I leave that to someone else.
Fingering and pumping.
Yeah.
alright. So, I guess I'm up first, and I got a song for you. This song is, called Section 12, Hold Me Now by the Polyphonic Spree. And, yeah, this band is, doing pretty well. I'd say they have a song well, they did some cool stuff like a couple decades ago. They had a song in, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, and they had a song in The Big Short. So, I guess without further ado, let's just go ahead and listen to this song.
He started the day with a mood and a shake. He was finely arranged. Someone said with a cold hard chest, "You're a mess." He woke up at nights. He thought he was twice. He was moving away. 'Cause everyone thinks that he goes away with age. Hold me now, don't start shaking. You keep me safe, don't ever think you're the only one. When times are tough and you're new age. Hold me now, don't start shaking. You keep me safe, don't ever think you're the only one. When times are tough and you're new age. You better be cool at the time. 'Cause 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 He's walking along with a soul in his lungs. You stare at him long, you can find a new song. Everyone thinks they've got him in praise, but you're still miles away. You're still miles away. I said you're still miles away. Hold me now, don't start shaking. You keep me safe, don't ever think you're the only one. When times are tough in your new age. Hold me now, don't start shaking. You keep me safe, don't ever think you're the only one. When times are tough in your new age. Hold me now, don't start shaking. You keep me safe, don't ever think you're the only one. When times are tough in your new age. Hold me now, don't start shaking. You keep me safe, don't ever think you're the only one. When times are tough in your new age. Hold me now, don't start shaking. You keep me safe, don't ever think you're the only one. When times are tough in your new age. Hold me now, don't start shaking. You keep me safe, don't ever think you're the only one. When times are tough in your new age.
All right, that was Section 12, Hold Me Now by the Polyphonic Spree off of their 2004 album Together We're Heavy. And what'd you think of that one, Fishy?
I liked it a lot. Did you say that this song in particular, or just this band, was in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind?
This band, the song that was in the movie is called Light and Day.
Okay, because it's one of my favorite movies, and I didn't recognize this song immediately. But I could see it in that movie, this song. I'll definitely pay attention next time I watch for their song. You said it was Light and Day?
Yeah, that's also a fun song. Yeah.
Okay. Well, this song was nice too. I was really getting into it. I think it could have used like maybe one more verse. I think they kind of needed just a little bit more before they started just repeating the chorus. But I enjoyed it. It's a good song. Good way to start off the podcast. A lot of energy.
All right, cool, cool. And Olaf, what did you think?
I think that was Jim Carrey, and that was Jim Carrey.
Yeah, Jim Carrey's in the movie. Yeah.
It was a pretty cool song. I like the big sounds, like the orchestra's type ba ba boom, ba da bum boom songs. I didn't. The guy singing sounded like every other guy, so that wasn't too special, but it got the job done. I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna give this a cow and half a cat. That's my rating.
All right, totally fair. And GS, what didn't you love about this song?
Nothing. I came. No, I didn't mind that, but I found the vocalist grating when he was on his own. But that's I there's a reason I don't listen to stuff that you might broadly perhaps ungenerously describe as indie. Um, I don't know. It mostly seemed like a Beatles pastiche to me, except for like the Berkeley big band interlude. Um, in the harmonic movement and then the big repeated thing at the end, and the fact that it was sort of going out of its way to not take itself too seriously. But I don't know. It was fun and pretty catchy. And if you are not put off by the things that because of my subjective taste, am put off by, I can see getting into that track. Um, I don't like anything about Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, though, so I guess I'm kind of prejudiced against this band.
Okay.
Half a cow, not the sexy half either.
All right. And finally, Princeton Vice. What did you think of this one?
Liked it in isolation. I thought it was good and some interesting moments. It's one of those things where because we feel like this is part of an album, uh, it feels like it either needed to be longer or shorter. I don't know what I mean. If you know what I mean. Like if it was a thing in isolation, just with those single parts, it could have shaved a minute off. Alternatively, you could have added another whole B section in there, a la like Bohemian Rhapsody, and added another minute or two. But it's kind of the awkward place in the middle. I feel to me that this is probably, correct me if I'm wrong, part of a broader, almost more of concept album. In which case, this feels like a really good um, climactic ending or midpoint, where everything kind of builds up to it, and thus it almost hints like the A part is the whole song before it, or the whole 8 songs before it. Um, and it's good enough that has me teased to try to figure out if I can find out more. But I won't. I think it's probably too early to judge it all by its own. I expect.
Actually, I want to say that I agree with all of that, and I was sort of expecting it to go off to the left at some point because, like I mentioned, it seemed a little like a Beatles pastiche to me. I thought it was going to do a like a day in the life kind of thing and change genres or throw a curveball. And I was a little disappointed that it didn't because I think that sounds like something the band is creatively capable of. But it would make sense if it was part of a bigger effort. I think we need
Yeah,
context. What is the
totally
context?
fair.
Is it a concept album?
Yes, 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 it is. Yeah, it's definitely out of context. That's all the points are fair. I'll take it. So that leads us to Fishy. What do you got for us?
My first one today will be Clothesline by Hendrik. Never heard of this guy before, but YouTube has started really recommending a bunch of his stuff. I think he just put out an album, and I've listened to the first few songs on it, and so far it's pretty cool. So this is Clotheslined by Hendrik.
thought that she would let go. It was a paradise state of mind for a couple of weeks. Paralyzed when you told me that you wanted to leave. I turned yellow. I never thought that you would let go. Kick a man down when he's low. Sure know how to spoil the soul. Use me up and leave me alone. Oh, and I didn't see it coming. Even from me, and I didn't memorize your number. But every time I call, it's a close line. I got close line by you. Pretending you called and got me waiting for the dial all day. Won't pick up the phone, I'm minding my own, cause I'm the one in my way. Instead of trying to change, I should be letting you go. Instead of believing it all, leaving it all. We are no more, no, no. You took me high and then you let me so low, low, low. Why'd it take so long to see the light? And we could try to keep it like it was, but was it even like we thought it was? Or were we lying? Cause kick a man down when he's low. Sure know how to spoil the soul. Use me up and leave me alone. Oh, and I didn't see it coming. Even from me, and I didn't memorize your number. But every time I call, it's a close line. I got close line by you.
Okay, that was Clotheslined by Hendrik. Okay, so Laz, what did you think about that?
Yeah, no, I thought that was like a fun folky pop song. It was bouncy, it kept me engaged. Not a lot to report. It's pretty simple, but I still had a good time.
Okey-dokey. Sorry, I was just still trying to find that album name. Oh, okay, sorry. It looks like the album is Clotheslined. I'm just an idiot that can't read. What did you think, GS?
Apple commercial core. Um, I don't know. It slid right off my eardrums. Unfortunately, my heart is closed to this sort of thing. I don't remember anything about it other than that it had the bouncy uh, indie thing going, and there was some clapping, and there was a oh. So maybe that's why I thought it was a Apple commercial coded. It's the hottest babe at the 2010 gala pairs well with a minimalist product advertisement and a nice Chianti.
Princeton, how about you?
I liked it. I liked it. Again, I'm not going to, have it at my wedding as the final dance. And it, of course, like common music, so got the normal 1 5 6 4 pop chord cycles. But there's some interesting things in there. So I double checked another version, just randomly tried to pull it up, and it sounds like the distortion in there is not um the bot or Discord playing with us. I think that's actually the mixing.
Yeah, I
So they
think it.
intentionally have this kind of overblown kind of audio feel. And I think that's an interesting twist on the traditional song that we out there. Um, Call me crazy. I'm just going to go a small tangent here a little bit. I've currently noticed that either shortly before or shortly after Billie Eilish, there's been a little bit more in the indie scene, a little bit more boldness to go a little darker, to go a little grittier, to go a little grungier. Back in the way things were, back in the '90s. I think it's probably because all these Gen Z kids grew up listening to the retro stuff like Nirvana and and Oasis, and going, "Hey, this stuff's great." So I feel an interesting kind of the trend, the pendulum swing is kind of going back towards the more grunge and grit and distortion. And so I feel like it's a pretty relatively generic song, not bad, but it's relatively run of the mill generic song. But the fact that they decided to mix it in a way that felt like a blown out speaker in somebody's car kind of is a very interesting in nostalgic feel. They're trying to make it feel like this is simpler times. This is grittier times. This is the make do times. And I kind of enjoy the aesthetic that they're kind of getting with that. It's kind of fun.
Lo-fi pop.
Lo-fi pop, yeah, great example.
Yeah. Okay, I'm glad you got that out of it at least.
No, I enjoyed it overall. That was fun.
Nice. Yeah, I think that the bot did play a slightly different version because even when it started playing, I listened to it several times before we started the podcast just to get my thoughts down. And the version it played when I told the robot to play it did sound a little more scratchy. So I think there is a cleaned up version somewhere that I just can't get the bot to actually select out of them all. But I'm glad that you did get, what you did get out of the scratched up version. That is something I have kind of noticed, I guess. I don't listen to a lot of super new music, so I don't really know the current trends, but I have noticed that a lot of indie artists are getting more purposefully lo-fi, like you mentioned. And Olaf, what did you think?
I thought the song was, a little bit like an Orwellian, Kafkaesque type song. It really gave me a little bit of the Byronic sense with the, with the Dickens influences and that. Felt a little bit like a radio song that I feel like I've heard it a lot of times before. Still a good listen, and yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they played this at maybe a Magic the Gathering tournament sometime in the future.
All right.
As usual, I don't no idea what the fuck Olaf is talking about. Wait, what is what would you rate it on your scale?
Oh yeah, definitely Amenity.
Nice.
They're majestic creatures,
Yeah, people
Yeah.
fucking.
Oh, the humanity.
Yep.
Song did get me hungry for Mermosi. Can confirm.
Oh God. Speaking of Mermusi, I think you're up next, Olaf.
Yes, thank you. Bringing you a song. This is by Souls of Mischief. It's an old song. I hope it works. It's only on YouTube, so I hope this works. It's a cab fare. Enjoy.
Yo, the jam was fly. Oh my, now it's over. My batch of pals cut so tight, they must catch a taxi cab. Dag now, why'd they leave me stuck in the late night alley? Callous, not so hot that everyone should be sweating, yet nobody's smiling. Plus, who's a pilot? Staring, thinking what they look like wearing my gear. Aside when the yellow cab near. He sped up, cause dreads made him think I'd pick him. Now I gotta dodge thugs like I'm playing chicken. In English, an Irishman, 5 or 10 Caucasians pass me in their taxis. Oh, no such luck, I'm gonna get booked for my apparel. As I seen the black age barrel, just then the fat cab came to my rescue. Damn, I'm glad black men drive them cabs too. It seems nowadays
jumped into the backseat, gave him the destination, said he'd never heard of the place. And I'd have to tell him as we went along and then placed it in drive. When I say make a left, he made a right. Alright, I get it. You wanna make some slight detour so you can be sure that you get yours. And when I turn my head, you up the bill a little more. I told the cabbie to stop. He didn't think I watched it. They reached into my pocket and they jetted like I was rocking. Ishmael, his tail light was broken. Now the token of appreciation. He started chasing, but I smoked.
What? You can't escape me. My head dropped dead deceased. Say your final summons if I catch you. Bet you regret you ever ditched me. Driving, conniving. Guy's been robbing me lately. He went up Lake Street, but I'm following, swallowing up steps. He ran to the left, I made a left and crashed into a rose bush. My nose crushed on impact. But yo, I'll get him back.
I didn't have enough for a car. What a bummer. I had to get a job driving taxis last summer. All the other drivers knew that my car was spectacular, cause I had a tight, very bright yellow Acura. Piling in 9 or 10 skins at a time, G. Funny how the honeys with the money always find me. Paying their green to see what color my house is. Feeling like Dell cause they would sleep on my couches. I charge senior citizens extra cause they never mention. I take all the money from their pension and I drive a blind man around for a while. Even if he only had to travel just a mile with a smile. And don't let your dog off the leash, cause if he stepped in I would have to squash the beast. And if you didn't have the right change, don't even ask me, or I would've ran your ass down with my tax.
Hey yo, that was Souls of Mischief, Cab Fair. It's one of my favorite hip hop songs from that era, I guess. That was also from the Taxi theme song, as you noticed. So let's see, Fishy, you're the hip hop head in the group. What did you think? Interesting. All right, we'll come back to.
Fishy, are you muted?
Oh shit! Yes, sorry, I have been answering you. I
All right,
liked it
well,
a
run it
lot.
back.
Yeah, I enjoyed that quite a bit. I was adding it to a playlist, which is why I didn't realize I was muted. A lot of time with hip hop that does sampling like that of kind of like things you wouldn't normally associate with hip hop. I feel like they either pick really good things to sample or they pick having an ability to actually write lyrics and do vocals. This felt like both, which is fairly rare since I'm not super knowledgeable about hip hop, but I do know a lot of cases where, like I said, they pick one or the other. So I really appreciated that. I enjoyed the sampling and the vocals on this. It's rare that I feel like I get a whole package when they choose to sample something weird.
Kinky, kinky indeed. GS, what did you think?
I'm not typically too much of a hip hop guy, but I actually like this a lot. It was like light and charming. Like you could put this on in the car and I don't think anybody would object, but it also had like some character to it, so it wasn't just bland or anything. Yeah, I dug it. I would definitely listen to it more. Typically sampling gets on my nerves because it's the same little thing over and over, and it's just, I don't know, wears on my nerves. But in this case, it was more textural rather than a melodic hook, and I think that worked in its favor. And the fact that it was so simple really let the other elements, like the generally positive vibe and the lyrics, come through a little more. And speaking of lyrics, one of the things that it prevents me from really getting into hip hop a lot of the time, and you can call me a pleb or whatever you want, for this, but when it's all just about, gang shit and hoes and money and drugs, then that's, really boring to me. And the fact that it was about a guy in his cab, I like that. I thought that was fun. So yeah, I'd be interested in looking into this artist as something to just throw on now and then for a good vibe.
Nice. Yeah, it's a bit more storytelling, which well, it's from the '90s. I think storytelling in hip hop was more common back then. I think that's been
Okay.
lost a little bit nowadays. Maybe I don't
Maybe
know.
I only like 90s hip hop. That's seeming to be the trend.
Yeah, definitely. It's a banger. Let's see, Princeton Vice of YouTube fame. What's your take on the hip hop, what we call hip hop, hippity hop
I
song?
very much enjoyed it, and definitely gonna add it to a list too. Place mine too. It did feel like a lot of that '90s stuff. It did focus on the typical, oh, let's talk about girls and let's talk about violence and crime and that kind of stuff. Um, but the juxtaposition with the absolutely sweet da 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 lullaby behind it is almost kind of laughable, and in the wonderful contrast between those two images. Um, the fact that they didn't even necessarily fey on one particular character or one particular place felt to me that they were kind of like riffing. They're like, okay, we're gonna do taxis, go. Okay, and they just kind of made stuff up in a half an hour of all these different things and themes and verses that kind of seem a little disjunct. It feels on the surface a bit like album filler. Like, this isn't their greatest or their worst stuff. This is the stuff they just kind of come up on topic because they've run out of other stuff to talk about. At the same time, those I can also see that being one of those album fillers that you fall in love with. Like, you listen to the album, every other week for a year, and it's the one that you completely skip over and ignore the first few times, and you just fall in love with it by the end of the year because it's the one that just keeps bringing you back even after the popular singles have faded from memory.
Bazinga, you know.
Plus one.
Laz, hip hop aficionado.
Bazoopies, Bazoppers. Yeah, no, I really liked this. This was great. Just yeah, the sample was on point, the flow was there, the lyrics, yeah, it was just all it was a beautiful package. It came together just smoothly and yeah, I like everyone else has said so far, yeah, I could see just like throwing this on and listening to it like whenever, like it's very versatile and it's very fun. I enjoyed it. Had a good time.
Cool, cool. That being said, I'm gonna pass it on to my main man, the ghost face killer, young god, GS.
Well, after all that hype, then I bring you a shitpost track. Wouldn't have it any other way, I guess. So, Susie Sue and the Banshees were a pretty big, influential sort of goth rock act, and a lot of people still love them today. And they're still what gets a lot of people into like goth rock, especially the stuff from the '80s and late '70s. Um, they had a side project, a little spin-off thing. I think it was just Susie and the guitarist from the band. This act was called The Creatures.
Ooh, good name.
Yeah, quite a good name. And, the song I'm bringing you is also Creature, Gecko, or Gecko, depending on who you ask. Either way, plenty of Gecko.
Giant sized flowers, giant sized bugs, giant sized gecko is making his buzz.
Gecko. Well, what'd you think, Laz?
Well, I have a history with this song because you've played it for me many times in the past, and it always gets stuck in my head. I remember you used to play it a lot when we would like cook together. Um, and it's very fun. It's a bop. It is it is a shit post, but it's a great one. It's very catchy, very bouncy. I love the is that the marimba in the background or xylophone?
So yeah, marimba. It's
Yeah,
got that
well
wooden
that's
clunk to it.
yeah. Yeah, I thought that was fun. I love that. So yeah, it's just an all around fun tight track you can dance to.
I'll will you be dreaming of giant geckos? Will the song be stuck in your head for the next term?
Very scary
Yeah.
song. Giant geckos freak me out a little bit. And marimbas. I'd say
Sure,
this
that's not
is
just a
one of
tropical
those.
fever.
I think this song has a lot of influence from probably the 1960s. Uh, guitar music, I guess, with the singing the songs. Very beautiful landscape. Everything about this song was a bop, especially the music. I'm gonna give this a giant gecko as my final. A scary giant gecko, the size of the Empire State Building. Hopefully, not a real one, because that would freak me out.
I was about to say, if you didn't give it, if you gave an animal other than the gecko, I'd be a little disappointed.
But that is actually not on my rating system, so I'm gonna give it a 2 snakes and a cow.
Pretty good, pretty good. Princeton, do you lick your eyes to keep them moist?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. One more time.
Do you lick your eyes to keep them moist?
Yes. There are other options.
Apparently.
No, no. I have to look that up. No, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. It's fun. I could definitely see it also on playlist in there. I could see what cooking to it. It feels to me like kind of a bit of a. It's not complex enough that it feels, that it feels like it hold my attention very long. It feels like a background music. This feels like a soundtrack to an awesome movie. It's not quite grabbing me as I'm gonna sing this karaoke. If you know what I mean.
I get it. I get it. I mean, I definitely would, but that's just me. I feel like it's weird enough and
Opposed to
shitposty
karaoke,
enough
I
that
would hate that.
yeah, that if you pay enough attention to it, you're like, what the hell is actually going on with this? Like, why did they make these creative decisions? But yeah,
I'm curious if it
I
came
get that.
before, after Eurythmics, because there's a very Eurythmics feel to it in my head.
Oh, now that you mention it, I can definitely see that. And one of my favorite things about the Eurythmics, at least on their early stuff, is that they definitely had a shitposty attitude too.
Oh, well, didn't know that, but that does make sense. Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
I'd
Dave
recommend it
Stewart
for.
would just mess around with synthesizers. Uh,
I'd recommend this for Eurythmics fans.
Good call. Good call. Fishy, you like Eurythmics, right?
Some I think. I've not listened to very much, but what I have listened to, I like. I like this song too. Got a little bit repetitive. I think like that other song, it could have done with another verse or two, but you know, like you were saying, you kind of appreciate it for being a shit post, and that might detract from that quality of it. But yeah, it was all right. I liked it. I agree with Princeton. It's more something I kind of have on in the background.
So the experience of having a tropical fever and hallucinating giant geckos.
Yes,
It's a metaphor. The gecko is a metaphor.
I don't believe in metaphors.
Panoramic banana.
Is Sushi and the Banshees? Is she British?
Yeah.
Yeah, I lived in England for a few years, and they just are. They're wild about passion fruit. I don't know why. It's just like, oh, anything that's tropical flavor, exotic flavor, it's always passion fruit. And it's like, what's with passion fruit?
So
It's
I don't know.
because
I
interesting.
of the
couldn't even
metric
tell you what
system.
passion fruit tastes like, honestly. It's just a
Very
generic
good.
tropical flavor. It's like dragon fruit. It doesn't really taste like dragons. Passion fruit doesn't taste like passion. In my opinion, I guess that's subjective.
Have you taste tested it compared with dragons? I'm just saying they might be a lot.
No comment.
Can you imagine dragons?
No, well, I used to be able to, but now I'm radioactive. And destroyed my brain on a cellular level.
So you could say you've become a bad dragon.
Shut the hell up. Princeton, save us from this moral morass.
Anyone not got a chance to share their opinion?
God, I hope not.
All right, so
Jockey Music Ball, what do you think?
yeah. Drop the next one. You said.
No, he
Jockey
was
Music Ball, what do you think?
Silly. The bot can't reply.
Yeah.
Oh, the bot. Got it. Yep. The bot.
You need Nitro for the bot to reply.
Yeah. The time the bot does reply, I'm going to be scared.
Yes.
All right. So next up is a song randomly. So just tiny little story. My dad and family has family and cousins out in Chicago. So sometimes every few years we'll go out there for some event, a wedding, a funeral, everything like that. And whenever my dad books the vacations, the ranges of book vacation for everybody, he books us in the same DoubleTree every single time. It's the same DoubleTree. And DoubleTree's not that exciting of a hotel. I got cookies. I like warm cookies. But this particular DoubleTree, every single time I've been in there, the music was just banging. Every single song after the other was just darn good. And like the first time I was young enough that didn't even have Shazam yet. I'd be like writing down the lyrics on a scrap of paper on my phone so I could Google it later to find what song is this? What song is this? And there's just good song after another. And the funny thing is that like years later, 3 years later, 6 years later, I keep coming back to the same DoubleTree and they play more songs. I'm like, these are all damn good. So if you're a music nut and you can't figure out which hotel and they're all equal prices, go with the DoubleTree because you find a new song. And this is one that I particularly heard playing over, and it's got like accordions. It's got kind of an old-fashioned, old-timey aesthetic kind of thrown in there. This is from, I'm trying to remember the name of the artist and the band. It is April Smith and the Great Picture Show, and the picture is like her next to the sinking Titanic. And let me see if I can get it playing. If I can get back into the chat. Hold on. There we go.
I will always be here. You got me in chains. You'll never let me be. You always will remain in the face of another. You know what you've done. You know very well. You set a trap for me, and baby, I fell for the love of you, lover. But don't turn around. There's nothing left to say, and I'll let you be the one that got away, and you can cut that string. We'll quit these games we play, and I'll let you be the one that got away. I should've known better. What a fool to be so blind. 'Cause now all I've got here is the mess you left behind, and the memory of a promise gone bad. Now all the books have been read, the case has been closed. Our fingers point to you, and everybody knows. So how's it feel to be the one that's been had? But don't turn around, there's nothing you can say, and I'll let you be the one that got away, and you can cut that string. We'll quit these games we play, and I'll let you be the one that got away.
All right, so there we are. The One That Got Away by April Smith and the Great Picture Show. So, going down the line of the lineup, Laz, what do you think first?
Yeah, yeah, I liked it well enough. It was a pretty simple track, but it gave me like a honestly, this one kind of gave me like a Beatles vibe too, at some places, and I really liked that guitar tone. It really stood out to me. Um, yeah, overall, I'd say this one might not stick with me, but I enjoyed it in the moment. So, if it ever came on again, I'd just be like, "Oh yeah, I remember that song," and be like, "Yeah, that was good."
All right. I also recommend it to you might want to share it with Leander because it has very lots of Katzenjammer feels to it. That and the other songs in the album.
Okay, fair enough.
All right. Next up, Fishy. Any thoughts?
Uh, no, nothing extreme either way. I feel pretty much in line with Laz. If it was something that came on, I'd probably listen to it, but it's already fading a bit. Uh, Put me in the mind of like early 2000s rom-coms. I feel like that's the kind of song that would show up in that. Uh, and that's like the kind of movie that it'd be comparable to, just kind of forgetful popcorn music, I think. But not bad.
Okay. Olaf.
Uh, it did sound like a lot of the like 2010s British female artist type songs. I recognize that dun 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 dun. That was pretty popular then. I don't know when this song came out.
I think 2000.
Okay, maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, very Orwellian in the chord progression.
Orwellian,
Are you getting paid to see how many times you can stick Orwellian in here?
Kafkaesque.
I would say it's
Kafkaesque.
very Kafka-esque.
This is brought to you by Orwellian Kafka mattresses.
It had a lot of Chinese characteristics that I really appreciated. Some sort of Maoist influence, I guess.
Oh yeah, totally see
But
it.
it was it's a good song, very easy to listen to, nothing offensive to the ears. Maybe not my favorite type of music, but I would say it's definitely, you know, one of the songs of all time. So I'm gonna give this a horse.
All right, a solid horse. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, GS, any thoughts before we take it, bring us home?
Yeah, I have a few thoughts. Strongly disagree with Olaf. I'd say it's William F. Buckley core, obviously. Um, I thought it was, typically I don't like too much stuff that you could call indie accurately, disparagingly, or otherwise, but this one was undeniably catchy. And rather than like it did have that sort of 2010s alt pop thing going on, but more than anything, it reminded me of Queen, specifically Killer Queen,
Oh
with
yeah.
the bouncy vibe and the distorted guitar. Um, and yeah, it's not the most sonically distinct thing ever. I other than the Killer Queen comparisons, already forgetting what happened during it, but yeah, I think it's uh, like I said, undeniably catchy, and you would have to be going out of your way to be a miserable fuck to say otherwise. So if anyone complains about the song, it's just little niggles they would have to have, like the quality of the vocals or not liking the vibe, or if they identify as a pastiche, then having some issue with that. But pretty good songwriting, and we value that
You liked
in
it.
this house.
I hadn't made the Queen connection, but I am also a huge Queen fan too. I think what it is that there's a lot of like old music hall feel because they did that a little bit in Music Killer Queen, but there's even more in things like Lazy on a Sunday Afternoon. Queen loved dipping into that kind of old, turn of the century music hall stuff. So I can see that correlation there. All right,
Defo.
that's all we got. So I think that's our first round. Round two, fight. Laz.
Yes, I've got a song.
I won, I think. Pretty sure I won.
Yeah, GS won the fight. He's very burly, swarthy man.
Butch even.
All right,
Get
so
these music twinks out of here.
this next song is by someone that you are all familiar with. You may not have listened to her music, but you are aware that she exists, and you might have heard one or two of her earlier songs. Um, this is Willow Smith, known as the by the mononym Willow these days, and this is a song off her new album. This song is called "Symptom of Life." So let's give that a listen.
Pushing and peeling myself out of my disguise. Looking at you now, I'm wondering who am I? If I could try to take you back, I couldn't define. Feeling absent of time, knowing all is decided. There's nothing here left to find. The story's all in my mind. Pushing and peeling the layers that cover my mind. Looking into the shadow, now I notice the light. Magic is real when you see it inside, you decide. It's like a snake shedding skin, creating life to begin, and all you knew has vanished again, transcending virtue and sin. My eyes don't know what things more beauty is a symptom of life. Gotta decide if I'm gonna see it right. Feast our eyes on what one thinks when suffering is greater than life. Gotta decide how we're gonna heal it right. Feast my eyes on what things more beauty is a symptom of life. Gotta decide if I'm gonna see it right. Feast our eyes on what things when suffering is greater than life. Gotta decide how we're gonna heal it right. Yeah, gotta decide how we're gonna feel it out. Desperately trying to find out. Gotta know that life is fragile. Gotta know, but gotta go. I stood in awe inside a temple. Oh God, I didn't wanna go find the one who understands why we wait for pain to change us. So let me know that life is fragile. It's like a turtle in sand, making way to the ocean, almost meeting the end, because the birds are in motion. My eyes on all the things more beauty is a symptom of life. Gotta decide if I'm gonna see it right. Feast our eyes on all the things where suffering is greater than life. Gotta decide how we're gonna heal it right. Feast my eyes on all the things more beauty is a symptom of life. Gotta decide if I'm gonna see it right. Feast our eyes on all the things when suffering is greater than life. Gotta decide how we're gonna heal it right. Yeah, gotta decide how we're gonna feel it out. Desperately trying to find out.
All right, that was "Symptom of Life" by Willow off of her album that just came out in May, Empathogen. And what did you think of that, uh, Princeton Vice?
First of all, Empathogen is a great title for an album.
Yeah, yeah.
I actually really like this. No, so here's the thing. I know that there's sometimes situations where it's like, hey, there's a star who's got a lot of money, and they're going to promote their kid who's got no talent. Um, However, you also get situations like Ben Stiller and Jamie Lee Curtis, who are like, no, they're legit talented. We might the fact that we know of them mean because they have famous and rich parents is a huge boost, which means that they're more likely to be heard than somebody who is um, does not have any connections. But sometimes you get Um, sometimes you get nepotism to let you know about people who actually are decently good. This I would say is a good song. I really enjoyed it. It reminded me of two different things. One is Frou Free Frou Fro Fro. I can't remember how to pronounce it. If you know that, the 2000s
Not
um,
sure.
electro indie group, if you know what I mean. Frou.
Froyo.
Um, what?
Froyo.
Froyo. Gotcha. Like the yogurt. Got it. Makes sense. A lot of the same feel in there. Um, with a lot of the electronics, the synths, the syncopation, kind of throw in there the mixed meter kind of feel going on there, which I thought was very very well done. But also the layers that any given moment, there's even if it's a repetition line, they add other layers underneath it. So there's kind of this growing and swelling or fading. So it has a lot of build. The other song it actually reminds me a lot of is it might be too popular to play on this chat, but one of these yeah, it's too popular. Probably too popular to play on this chat, but one of these days I want to do it. Which is the actual freaking soundtrack to Ghost in the Shell standalone complex, which feels very much in the same 2000s electro feel, and it's a song that's hypnotic in the very same way like this. So yeah, I totally see this as anything. It's not poppy. I'm not going to sing along this in the car radio, but damn, it's good.
All right, great, great. Um, yeah, definitely. Olaf, what'd you think?
Uh, it's giving some Kit Duncan during his Vogue pop era, with some Zimbabwe monotism influences on the rhythm and progression. Definitely some Jordan Peelian characteristics coming through, and perhaps even a hint of some Woody Harrelson-esque attributes on the mixing and mastering of the audio track. Definitely gotta say it's a banger. Uh, I like the multiple layers of the voice, the vocals. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna give this a double wolf.
All right, I'll take the rare double wolf. Okay. And GS, what did you think?
I got to figure out how to boost this song. I need it inside me in a more profound way. This was an absolute banger by pretty much every one of my personal metrics. And I mean, it's weird that, I mean, I guess it's only fair that one of Will Smith's kids has to be talented because, what are the odds that none of them are? But I enjoyed the arrangement a lot, the performance a lot. There was even good musicianship. Like you can tell there's a real bassist playing a real bass part because people, programming a bass line do not put double stops in. So I don't know. There was just so much going on, and it was creative but cohesive, and it kept doing new cool things. So it kept my interest. And then the things it came back to we're still banging like a chorus is supposed to be. I don't know. I just loved everything about this, and I will be checking out the artist immediately, sending this to all my music people.
Great, great. Yeah, glad you enjoyed it. Um, and finally, Fishy, what'd you make of this?
It was all right. I thought the production was really good, but I felt like the vocals could have been anyone, which, I mean, I guess that's pretty good for a celebrities kid, at least getting your backing track really good. But like I said, it could have been any female vocalist singing it. I think it didn't do too much for me. Even the music itself, the production, which I could appreciate as being competent, not really my jam, I don't think. Yeah, this one's not really for me. It was all right. I could understand liking it. I can appreciate it being competently made. It's just really not my jam.
Okay, okay, fair enough. And now we're back to you, Fishy. What you got for us?
Let's see, another low view song YouTube recommended to me on a music binge. This one is One Day I'm Gonna Die, all one word by 20 Cats. Okay, that was One Day I'm Gonna Die by 20 Cats. What did you think, Princeton?
It was enjoyable. It definitely has a lot of ambiance and spirit. I'm not gonna say it's my favorite thing played tonight. It again, it feels a bit like background music. So it feels like something that you might play in the background of a indie film you're making. It has some mood and ambiance, but doesn't necessarily pull focus. Um, but yeah, I don't hate it.
Cool. That's enough sometimes. What did you think, GS?
Uh, I'm still trying to figure that out. Honestly, it was sort of an ambient track. Like I was trying to think of what video game this would be, like an ambient track from. I was coming up with maybe Deus Ex Human Revolution or something.
I didn't ask for this.
Yeah. I don't know. The didn't really grab me, but it didn't offend me. So I guess it is ambient. Sorry, I got nothing with this one.
That's fine. This one's kind of laid back. I don't think it really calls for much. Olaf, what did you think?
Well, it was very Mexican cartel coded. Some could even say goated with the sauce if you feel memetarian. Although personally, I can see the early 1815 Swedish impressionism coming through, especially since this was produced by the same guy who made the masterpiece that is Camel Journey. The deep layering of the Elvis-esque, picturesque, sensational arpeggio being somewhat flash-kicked in a gal-esque way really gave me the nicotine vibe, the feline nicotine vibe that I was craving tonight. As the track marches on, you can really imagine yourself on the ground floor of DreamHack Summer 2018, just looking for the nearest bathroom, only to find yourself unable to hold it in. And as the guitar really wongles its way into the very root of your teeth, you're immediately pulled back to reality with shit and piss in your pants. So I really loved it.
Just want to double check. Is Olaf listening to the same songs we're listening to? I'm just curious.
I'm gonna give it 2 giraffes.
Damn, dude. What's your opinion on the death penalty?
Hey, yeah, I thought this was nice and crunchy. I like the textures. It was pretty simple, and yeah, I could definitely see this being called background music, but for what it is, I thought it was certainly passable, enjoyable.
Nice, nice. I guess we're off to Olaf then.
Thank you, good sir. My next song is by an artist called 1900, and the title of the track is Den minsta av segrar, which means the smallest of victories, and it's a instrumental track. Enjoy. So that was the Smashing Pumpkins. No, wait, 1900. And that means Tausiga. Pretty cool song, I guess. Let's see. Princeton Vice of YouTube fame. What did you think?
I really liked this. I really thought it was fun. The funny thing is that even though it was simpler and had no melodic line or anything, I for some reason this didn't feel as much like background music because there was a bit of a flow to it. There's a bit of a melodicism to it that it it had a feeling, it had an emotion, it had a carrying thread that you can kind of follow along with it. So I thought it was very kind of endearing.
Cool beans. Fishy. I know you like more of the hip hop stuff. What did you think about this non hip hop song?
Yo, it was pretty good. Yeah, I kept kind of like expecting it to do a little more, but I wasn't disappointed when it didn't. It was just kind of nailing its one thing so well. I was content to just kind of keep vibing with it, but I kept expecting it to do more, but I'm kind of glad it didn't. It was just a very nice on focus track. And that's good sometimes, just listening to like one instrument mostly played competently.
Cool beans. What did you think? GS.
I really liked it. I'm not sure I was hearing the same track as everyone else because I heard multiple instruments and I heard mostly melody. But I liked the instruments and the melody and the vibe. It was, I don't know, it was, wormed its way into my ear and I would definitely check out more stuff from this guy. I was a little surprised that it took a left turn at the end and went into like, I don't know, like if Faust, or if really Faust was sadcore, I guess, because just sort of changes genre into, someone flipping through a radio station or something. And I enjoyed both sections of the track, though I guess I'd have to listen to the full album or EP or whatever to get more context for the vibe on that. Yeah, I dug it. Neato.
I recommend the album. It's more of its really vibe.
Yeah, good. Yeah, it was good. Then I hear music track.
Sorry, did I
Let's
say it
see.
didn't have melody? No, it did feel like a melody. It was just kind of a wandering, step along melody kind of thing.
Melody. What is it really?
Yeah, I
What
do
does that
know.
word even mean?
It reminds me a little of Feist. If you ever heard any of her stuff around the turn of the last century, she has a lot of
No,
stuff
no, I
around.
said Faust, not Feist.
No, but I'm saying it reminded me of Feist just by coincidence. Coincidentally, Feist.
GS loves
Look,
Feist.
buddy, are you trying to start something here?
You should always bring up Feist
I'm
around
very
GS.
sorry, sir.
Regina Spektor's better anyway. Moving on.
Reminds me of fencing. Yeah. Let's see. Lass, my sweet summer child. Give me the good news.
Yes, I am glad that you got tired of all the pop music and decided to put on like some music concrete. But I had a good time. I was here for it. I was vibing. I love the samples and I love the arrangement. It was just it was it grabbed my attention. Let me put it that way.
That's very nice words coming from the king of ADHD. Let me pass it on to my main man, the guy known for killing at least 200 civilians in Belgium, the war criminal, the ICC nemesis #1, GES.
Well, I also have something a bit nostalgic and down tempo. So I can't tell you too much about this band because they only released like one EP. They're from the former Yugoslavia, so all records have been lost to history. But I really like this EP. It's a charming little like folk jazz psychedelic rock thing. Very much of the time. I think it came out in '68 or something. And you'll probably be able to tell that from the, awful recording quality and from the sort of stuff they're experimenting with. But it's got a, nice nostalgic quality to it. So I'll just throw it on sometimes when I want to experience the vibe. So I'm not even going to try to pronounce this correctly, so don't give me any shit. But here's what are they called? Dogovor is 1804 with the track Sakaina Nasam.
Wow, nice pronunciation.
Thanks,
Get off the stage!
Dogovor is 1804. Sataina Nasan. I love how it sounds like these guys just, were in the church choir and then they bought some cheap Western instruments after hearing like a jazz record and a Beatles record. And this is what came out. And I wouldn't be surprised at all to learn that was actually the story. What do you think is the story, Princeton?
So yeah, I like this. I really am impressed. Small tangent. Have everyone heard that one random song though on the internet, which was the Italian song, which sounded like English but wasn't English? Have you ever heard that one?
Yes,
No,
I've
it's about
played it on the
play
podcast.
online.
That's it's all right.
Yeah,
Something
you
like
have
bingo. All right.
Prison Cold's the Lamb Saram Two Soul. Yeah, I've played it on the podcast.
Yes.
Something.
And it's the fact that it's a song that takes completely and utterly gibberish things that do not sound like English. But there's enough of an understanding of the ear and the pattern that even though there's no recognizable single English word, it all sounds like English. Um, that's what this song felt like musically with genres of the 60s. The artist did a fantastic job of having moments that felt very much like they could be from certain artists of the 60s. Like there's a moment like a sweeping thing here that feels like, oh, that feels like the Beatles. Oh, that feels like Freebird. Oh, that feels like something else like the Who. And they had all the elements, but there was no distinct, oh, they stole that riff. Oh, they stole that style. It all just felt like a giant combination of all the beautiful distillation of all the right elements without anything being particularly clearly one influence, which is really kind of hard to do.
Well,
It's
don't
hard.
tell me you didn't recognize the Beethoven's Fifth at the end.
Oh, there's that. Yeah, there's the Beethoven Fifth at the end, and there's also some elements that feel very American, but there's also some moments that feel very Eastern European. Some of the harmonies and of the beautiful building of the choir, of the harmonies and levels felt very Yugoslav, Eastern European chorus, very traditional. The other thing that hit me is very interesting is that the lead singer had a lot of vibrato in his voice. It almost sounded like Glenn Yarborough from the Limelighters was doing a rock act, and it somehow worked. I liked it.
Yeah, it's so warm and full of texture and
Yeah.
slavjank, to borrow the phrase. Laz, are you janking out?
Yeah, I'm janking out with my crank out. So, I had a good time. Yeah, I like this. It was like haunting, almost like a really plaintive quality to it that really put me in a different kind of headspace than most of the songs that we've enjoyed tonight. It's it's very good. I'm not sure if I have anything else to say about it, but I really appreciated it.
Good taste. Correct answer. Olaf, I can't wait. Tell me how about
This
it sounds like anti-disestablishmentarianism.
no, no, no. This song gave me flashbacks to the great bread shortage of '74, which this song, in an almost prophetic way, touches on with the lyrics. The fact that these guys were all bakers really shows in the music as well. You can tell that these boys were not messing around. They were kind of the Chef Boyardee of baking, you could say, and I love it. I'm gonna give this maybe a platypus and a snake.
Fantastic. That's my favorite hippogriff configuration. Fishy.
Well, they're not combined. They're two separate animals.
Separate but equal. I understand.
No, no, they're not. They're not segregated.
They should be. Horses and
No,
snakes, they just don't get along.
it's a platypus.
Yeah, it's a kind of horse, right? It's the only horse that lays eggs.
Platypus equals two dogs in my rating system. A dog, as we all know, it equals two cats.
And if you need to, you can go up to the corner and say, "Hey, give me two cats for a platypus."
That would be a fair trade, yes.
Yes, then you'll get arrested for soliciting.
Boy, tell me all about it.
What the fuck is going on?
You'd get it if you were into monotream humor. But anyway, Fishy, pertaining to the song, what are your thoughts?
Was all right. There's a lot of weird stuff that you can only find like scratched up, vague recordings of from the former Yugoslavia. They seem to like split into as many bands as they did countries when they broke up. There's all sorts of cool music that I've just heard very scuffed recordings of. I wish somebody would just compile it all somewhere because I've not heard something from it yet that I've thought was bad. Yeah, very interesting. I guess it makes sense being where it's located, but it's kind of like Near Eastern Europe fusion. You can kind of hear a lot of influences. Very cool music.
Agreed. Culturally, it's a bit of a melting pot, but at the same time, by many situations of war and communism and stuff like that, also been cut off. So it has this wonderful moments of huge diversification and then isolation, like Australia, where things just kind of make their own individual identity too.
Yeah, the music is prone to island gigantism. It has no natural predators.
Exactly, and insular dwarfism.
Yeah.
Australia
Yeah,
is
I
also
do like
known as
that.
land down under.
Well, I am 6'4" and full of muscles, but if you encountered me, it wouldn't go quite the same as in the song. But I do like that a lot of stuff like this, like stuff from Eastern Europe in the 60s and 70s and even the 80s, is sort of a merger of the old and the new, like ancient holy music and modern like Britpop and American jazz and rock. It's a neato, as the kids say.
The cool beans.
No, they don't need NATO again.
Yeah, tell that to all of Europe. Who the hell is
Are they
next?
listening? We just told them right now for our many listeners in the Balkans regions. I always get Balkans and Baltics mixed up.
Not the same thing.
I know. Is there a good mnemonic that anyone knows?
Yeah, one's in Monopoly and one's not.
Thanks.
The Balkans are that's the south part. The Baltics are the Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, one has more war crimes. That's how you remember it.
I mean, yeah,
They
but
got
it's not an easy
ticks on their
mnemonic.
balls.
You know, like stalactites hold tight to the ceiling. Is there any like Baltics or?
Yeah, they got ticks on their balls.
Thanks. It's very helpful.
Very helpful. That because yeah. Okay.
The Balkans, not the Balkans. I don't know. I give up.
That feels like a Balkant attitude. I don't know.
Well, mine can, for now. Anyway, who the hell is next?
All right, I think I'm bringing us home.
Yes, bring us home.
Ironic. So the last song, ironically, we opened up with a song from a pop, an indie prog band, and this is kind of sort of the same thing. I normally don't listen to indie prog that much, to be perfectly honest. But I know some friends who do. Not the people here. You're not friends. I'm kidding. But I randomly found this on one of their playlists, and it's Deer Hunter. It's off of their fourth of 6 concept albums. But it actually just even by itself is
Gears turning that no orange can attack. Consideration of pause had their time coming past. No gloves, but you can't get enough. Make a fine parade so the public sways when you wait.
the glory. I never wanted my name up in bright lights, but I think that I might be there soon. I owe it all to you. Hey, I was never looking for fame or the limelight, but I think that I might be here soon. I owe it all to you. No one ever told me what it meant to be alone. I had to learn on my lonesome. Now every fading flame I chance upon it, put the fire on. I keep my wheels in motion. Boy, you had a hard time. Bring yourself to glory. I never wanted my name up in bright lights, but I think that I might be there soon. I owe it all to you. Hey, I was never looking for fame or the limelight, but I think that I might be there soon. I owe it all to you. You have a hard time, bring yourself to glory. You have a hard.
All right, I would stop it here if I can, but it doesn't give me that permission, it looks like. Anyway, outro like all prog rock songs, though. Anyway, we'll wait. We'll just assume that it's gonna fade out eventually and/or um, being fixed in post. Okay, that's right. And we'll come back. Let's start with GS. GS, had any thoughts about it?
I don't know. At first, I was getting like a very strong Talking Heads vibe with the vocal delivery and the groove and stuff, but then it sort of turned into, I don't know, 90s alt rock, and it lost me, to be honest. That's about the extent of my thoughts. Although I am not at all sure where you're getting this prog appellation from.
No, that's normally what their stuff is. A lot of their stuff that's normally more indie prog, and this is just one of the songs on the album that doesn't fit that normal trend. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Again, this is part of a concept album that is literally part of 6 concept albums all strung together throughout one single character.
Well, that you can have a concept album without being prog.
True, but that's. I mean, it's the Venn diagram is not quite a circle, but
Nowhere near a circle.
No, but they are
2 circles, in fact, that's how a Venn diagram works.
they
We're
are
going to have to review our shapes today.
they are called prog on Wikipedia, so there's that.
Wikipedia doesn't know shit about genres.
I'm just saying it's there.
if you listen to their other stuff, there's a lot of prog.
Okay, I'll trust you on this one.
I thought you said they were from Rhode Island.
Yeah. This is the Eastern European podcast, so I was a little confused there.
Yep, sorry about that. Next time, those were the
Cheeky
days, my
breeky.
friends. All right, next up, Olaf. Did you have any thoughts?
So we'll say this was a pop song. I'm gonna give it a horse.
That sounds generous.
No, I'm kidding. That was pretty cool song. I don't know. I don't listen to Talking Heads that much. I don't know if that's a fair comparison. I didn't get much. I've only heard that one song where they like, my wife or whatever.
This is not
My
Buffalo
wife.
Wild.
It was a pleasant song even without the wife. if my favorite animal is probably a platypus, so I'm gonna give it 4 of those.
That's very generous. Fishy, any thoughts?
It's all right. What year did you say it came out?
I think this one's 2015. So about 10 years.
All right. It felt maybe a little earlier than that. I could definitely see it showing up in like one of the Shrek movies or something. But yeah, it's all right.
I mean, Shrek's got some good songs in there.
Yeah,
It
that's a
does.
good song. Smash Mouth is, all things considered, all right.
Well, I mean, to be honest, I've heard the soundtrack on the first movie, and you got Rufus Wainwright covering Hallelujah, which is darn good. You got, let's see, you got the Proclaimers on there.
Yeah.
There's some. The second album's got, let's see, a Little Drop of Poison by what's his name?
Marilyn
Super deep
Manson.
voice. People They Ain't No Good. Yeah, Barracuda. I mean, there's some good songs.
Yeah.
Don't knock Shrek's soundtrack. Just saying. Well, thank you. I think Laz. Any other thoughts, and bring us on home when you're done.
Yeah. All right. So remember, as always, to tip your
Any
local
thoughts on the
guidance
song?
counselor. What's that?
Any thoughts on the song?
Oh, on the song. Oh, I should talk about the song before I close this out.
I mean, if you got nothing to say, then don't say it. That's fine.
No, no, I like this band. I don't think I've heard this song. I don't think I've heard this album. But
Would you
yeah,
call them prog? You can disagree.
it's this song in particular. I wouldn't say it's particularly proggy, but some of their stuff, yeah, absolutely. Um,
Thank you. Vindicated.
yeah.
All right.
But yeah, I like this song well enough. It was fine.
All right. You're
Sure.
fine too, Laz. You're fine.
Great.
Thanks, I appreciate it. You're fine too.
Aw.
All right. So that's everyone, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Except for Steve. You forgot Steve.
Oh, I am Steve. You remember
I
that
am
song?
Steve. Yes.
It's
I am
Steve
Weasel.
Burnett.
it's a song we brought on
Minecraft
the
Stephen
podcast.
Burnett.
Yes, yes, that's exactly who we're talking about. Yeah, you got it. Hit the nail on the head. And yeah, as always, remember to tip your local guidance counselor. And yeah, any other thoughts from anyone? Any music news? Any
I heard Punk died.
do you say you
Damn.
heard Punk
Oh,
died?
yeah.
Yeah.
Man, pour one up for Punk.
Damn, that's rough.
It's profligate children, pop punk and post punker feasting on its corpse, living in its ribs.
Yes. That is probably an accurate assessment. Yeah.
The service will be held at 6. There will be ham. There will be ham sandwiches
Oh, delicious.
That's not very punk.
That's yeah,
and a cheese tray.
Maybe he was Jewish. Maybe it's the most punk thing he could serve.
yeah. All right. So
BLTs, this is another show.
jeez. All right. This is the Music Smoothie. I hope you all had a good time, and I know I did. And remember to blend your friends and your family. And that's the show. That's it. Get the hell
And
out of
this
here.
was the 200th episode.
It,
Woohoo!
it's not. It's like 70
One of these
something.
days it will be.
Yeah. We'll get there. Maybe. We'll see.
No, each episode imminentizes the eschaton, so watch out.
Yeah. We're bringing about the apocalypse. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have to play some eschaton sometime. Remind me.
Okay, I'll remind you. All right. This is the Music Smoothie signing off.
All right, and that was our latest episode of the Music Smoothie. Hope you enjoyed that blend. And if you like what we do and would like us to record consistently, we're currently trying to record weekly. Consider donating to us on Patreon at the Music Smoothie, and follow us on Twitter at tmusicsmoothie, and we're available on Instagram and Facebook at just the Music Smoothie. All the music we use is fair use under the media criticism clause of fair use. And if you like the music we listen to but don't always have time to listen to the episode, our playlist is available on Spotify. Just type in the Music Smoothie, and you'll be able to find all the music we play. Alright, that's all the music that's available on Spotify, at least. Not all of it is. I hope you guys had a great time, and have a good one. Day, morning, evening, night. Times in other dimensions as well. Yeah. Alright, see ya.